There is no commitment as important or as strong as the commitment in matrimony to love someone for the rest of your life. The first recorded marriage ceremonies can be traced to 2350 BC in ancient Mesopotamia. Until the 16th century, people did not marry primarily for love, nor had religion any place in marriage. Marriage was mainly for political or aristocratic alliance and diplomatic and trade ties. Mutual consent was not a thing, and the married couples were subject to their parents' wishes. In the ancient Hebrew, Greece, and Roman cultures, brides had little to no rights in marriage and were mostly seen as high-end properties. The men were required to take care of the wife properly and were allowed to take concubines. In contrast, the women's duty was to tend to the household and produce offspring. As the church's influence in society increased, consent became necessary for a marriage to be binding. In the 16th century, the Council of Trent ruled that a marriage is only valid when presided over by a priest and before two witnesses. Also, the council authorized a catechism which defined marriage as the conjugal union of man and woman, contracted between two qualified persons, which obliges them to live together throughout life. Actions such as these and the spread of Christianity allowed the idea of free choice in selecting marriage partners to thrive in traditional customs of arranged marriage and the influence of patriarchy to diminish. With the introduction of the Marriage Act in 1753 by Lord Hardwicke, formal marriage ceremonies became a requirement in England and Wales. Not only was the marriage to be done by a priest before two witnesses, but there must also be a marriage registration. Another Marriage Act was instituted in 1836 in England and Wales and Germany. This act offers an alternative to religious marriage, leading to the rise of civil marriage ceremonies. It was also at this time that the English government began keeping national statistics for marriage. Love entered the marriage institution in the late 18th and early 19th centuries that was made possible by the French and American revolutions and the blurring of economic lines. With the rise of industrialization, couples didn't have to depend on their parents for finances. They moved to urban centers to earn wages. Because women began joining the workforce, they no longer needed to marry for economic reasons. They could choose a spouse based on love and willingness to commit to a lifetime relationship.